Hello and welcome. We are here with the third game of the best of three to decide if Rattlesnake or Zenith will take home $500 and of course that third place in the AMD Premier League. We are in the second season and of course I'm here together with Knaz. Knaz, welcome back.
Good to be here.
So we have seen Zenith stomp Rattlesnake 12 minutes. We've seen Rattlesnake, wasn't really a stomp, but it was quite dominating Zenith the previous game. So what are you expecting for this game, now that both teams have experienced the other?
Well, both teams sort of won with a lot of early game aggression, and it felt like whoever just kind of got those early first couple kills kind of held on to that lead the entire game. So if they can, both teams, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing them commit hard towards this early game once again. And with OD and Protector picked up first two picks from Rattlesnake, it looks like they might be in on the same thoughts I'm having.
Yeah, they kind of set the tone here with those two pickups. They already banned out the Razor to make sure that that's not going to be a hero that they'll be up against with the OD. Bedrider, Visage, and X Assassin were the other three that were banned out. Alchemist, first pickup for Zenith. So far, I think we've seen Alchemist have a 100% win rate in this series.
Yes, in this series, each game the team that had Alchemist won.
Yes. Okay, so let's see if Zenith can continue that trend. The IO is still on the pool, but I would really hope if they didn't pick it up, because so far it just hasn't worked out. Yesterday we saw 4 games with these two teams, so 2 for each. Both of these two teams had in both of their games the IO, and both are therefore in the third place decider rather than in the grand finals, because they lost with IO every single time. Zenith just lost with the IO as well, so they go for the Shadow Demon right now as their pickup and decide to skip on the IO, so we'll see. Of course, Shadow Demon really nice together with the Alchemist because you can set up for the Unstable Concoction, so that's nice. We'll see.
Yeah, they're very powerful together in lane with each other. You can use Shadow Demon for the setup, of course Soul Catcher as well, and then that large amount of damage that can come from Unstable Concoction if they go for that Medallion build again. That's a lot of damage to take all at once and can very easily set up some kills. So looking forward to aggression for their lanes as well. We'll see if Rattlesnake decide to run an aggressive tri-lane. They did in both of the first 2 games of this series. So they definitely want to contest the farm of Zenith, and I really don't see any reason to expect them not to try once more. It worked out well for them the second game, if maybe not so well the first.
Yeah, we see Zenith banning out the Weaver. Probably Rattlesnake is going to do the same thing as we saw earlier. Just ban out the Enchantress and the Chen. No need for bonus time for them. I mean, so far they still have most of their bonus time in there, only 3 seconds used. Zenith, though, they've been using quite a bit of their time, apart from for this one. They just ban out the Darkseer, knowing what they want to ban, and Rattlesnake, as expected, banning out the Chen and picking up the Lifestealer, so that will be one of their cores. There is still a possibility that they'll pick up a secondary core. Nature's Prophet also still in the pool. It really depends, if you, as you say, are they going to run an aggressive trial lane again, or are they trying to change it up and maybe go for a safe trial lane and put Nature's Prophet on the offlane? Nature's Prophet also, of course, a possibility for Zenith still if they want to try it again, even though it didn't really work out the second game.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet was picked up both of the first 2 games, so they could definitely try that again. Obviously, with different amounts of success.
Yeah.
We'll see what Zenith want to do. It's hard to really sort of guess what they want. They've picked up a lot of interesting heroes. Timbersaw, maybe a hero that we're starting to see a little bit more of, but still not a common pick by any means. And we saw that last game. Tiny, a hero that's kind of vanished completely from the professional scene in the recent year. He basically never gets picked up. So maybe they have some more surprises. Yeah, alright.
Alright.
And talking about surprises,
and they get it. They get it. It's the Doom. I like it. We've seen Doom as aggressive tri-laner. We've seen him in the jungle. And I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to be played as right now. We've even seen him mid, though up against an OD, I wouldn't suggest that. Of course, Doom is considered to be a hero that, regardless of what kind of lane he is, he will always get farm. Because, of course, of his Devour. And hello, IO, still for Rattlesnake. Are they going to try to break the curse? Because well, of course they have a Lifestealer. They can infest and they can then relocate 3 people. We still have the Nature's Prophet in the pool, so then they could relocate 4 people if they really want to, in which case you just relocate the OD with you, because you never really want to have the Treant there, or at least not at the start, because he just is there for living armor, so he'll be there in spirit. But I just am not convinced. I've not seen them play the IO yet in the way that actually wins them a game. Then, like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I was going to comment on this when you mentioned IO wasn't banned out, that I thought maybe Zenith were going to end up picking IO later in the draft, just expecting after that second game that Rattlesnake wouldn't ever bother banning it out because it looked like it was so very, very weak for them in that game. I don't think they used relocate the entire game. I'm struggling to think of a time that they used relocate. If they did, it definitely wasn't for a successful game.
It was defensive.
Yeah, if there was one, it was to try and save someone. So maybe I was thinking maybe they would end up going that route, but Rattlesnake are going to pick it up for themselves, so maybe they were thinking the same thing, or they just think they'll be able to utilize it a little bit more effectively than Zenith have. But like you said, these these Asian teams, they're not really looking very good whenever they use that IO, whenever they pick them up. It seems like they're still just not really sure exactly how to craft a game state where IO is very, very powerful, very effective. Lifesteal is a great hero to go with IO. You can infest, you can bring, and they're going to go with Chaos Knight as well. So they have heroes that are very good at this. It's just, they haven't been successful thus far at utilizing it. So I hope that maybe they can show us something here.
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, we see the lineup, and we've seen it before, and we think, yeah, that's strong. I mean, you know, it looks good. But we also seen the lineup before when it just did not work out at all. One thing I do like is that they pick up the IO fairly late, so they already know kind of what Zenith is trying to with the Doom there. And, I mean, in terms of team fight, Zenith doesn't really have that much. But they still have got this lineup where they're not going to be easy to kill. And if they're going to group up, towers will die very fast. Because you've got that Alchemist with the Leshrac. You've got the Alchemist who will just put down the Acid Spray. You've got the Splitter Edict there from the Leshrac. And it's really going to come down to execution. Like, no pressure. We've seen it before and we've seen it fail before. Can they this time make it true? We have got the Windrunner and the Clockwork Band out, and Zenith is thinking very hard about what they want to pick up, and they pick up a Viper. Viper should be able to live up against the OD. Very easy, actually, because he doesn't really use that much mana, and his last hitting is mostly with his passive. With the Nether Toxin, he can just get himself the last hits going, so I'm thinking he's going to be doing okay up against the OD.
Yeah, and actually, Viper's also very effective against Treant Protector. He's able to remove those charges with his poison attack.
True.
So, I think this is a very intelligent pick. They thought it out. This is a hero that they expect to work well in that matchup against OD, as well as being able to help mitigate any effect on the lane the Treant's living armor will have. I think it's interesting, though, that we're going to have Treant Protector and IO on the same team once again, and it looked like it was kind of awkward in the last game. I wouldn't expect to see this as an aggressive tri-lane. I'm actually not sure how Rattlesnake are going to lane at all if they're going to try and be OD solo top with just the Treant pulling and then Chaos Knight Wisp mid and Nyx off lane. It's with these 5 heroes, I don't think there's a exact perfect way to lane. It really seems like it would be terrible for them to try and run an aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, I think they're just going to leave the bottom lane open.
Completely open and just like jungle with Icy?
Yeah. Would be best.
Possible.
I mean, it's Icy that plays the Lifestealer, right? I mean, he... Well...
Yeah, Icy's currently on the Lifestealer.
Oh, no, he picks up boots. He goes bottom. So yeah, let's see who's playing what. I will go over Zenith once again, who's already in the Dire jungle, and who might run into some of Rattlesnakes because they were also in their own jungle. So Ice will be on the Shadow Demon, Ice on the Alchemist once again, Yamate upon the Viper, XY on the Doom, so offlane Doom probably. Actually, this Doom has only got like one set of tangos. We've got X Freedom on the Leshrac, and Ice. You have to be very careful here, but perhaps he wants to try and make something happen. Rattlesnake could make something happen, though. Perhaps. No, they won't. Never mind that.
If they keep going, they might end up in a position that is real bad for them. If they don't know that Yamate was sitting on the other side of that cliff. It looks like all the aggression is going to die down, though, and we will get to see the lanes.
Yep, and By the way, did you introduce Rattlesnake just now, or not yet? Like before I introduced Zenith?
No, I did not.
Then I will leave it to you to still introduce them.
Yeah, sure. For Rattlesnake, on the dice, we're going to land him on the Chaos Knight. He's up in that safe lane. Kabu's going to be playing the IO. He's up there as well. And Sagam will be on the Treant Protector, sort of hanging out in the jungle for the moment. Mid lane, that's going to be Luo. On the Outworld Devourer, and finally the off lane will be Icy on the Lifestealer.
Yeah, we'll see how much Icy can actually do here. I mean, he's up against an Alchemist solo versus solo. That should be fine for Icy. You should be getting a bit of farm and a bit of experience, but you've got yourself a Disruption and a Split Earth. Of course, you've got a Rage that helps you get away, and a Boots as well, but it's still not easy, and the Rage is only 3 seconds at level 1, so he has to be very careful here, because this is a dangerous lane for him to be on. I mean, even if he doesn't get hit by the Split Earth, Ice could still charge up his stun, and it will hit after the Rage is over, because only 3-second Rage is really nothing.
Yeah, I think the thought process is that their initiation spell is going to be the Disruption from Shadow Demon, and Icy can just basically spam Rage, so as soon as Disruption ends, he goes Magic Immune, and there's always going to be some delay between the Split Earth hitting, the Unstable Concoction hitting after, and we'll see if they can do it here. Yeah.
Yep, he rages.
So he's just able to walk away. He still takes a lot of harass damage, though. He doesn't have good armor at level 1. Obviously, sitting on 1 armor. That's less than ideal. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this reliably. It does cost him mana, and he's only really trading a little bit of mana from the other side. And if they don't start really using the Split Earth immediately afterwards, and maybe just try and bait out the Rage, they can get these kills on Icy.
Yeah, he has to be careful. He is probably one of the more favorite heroes to take the first blood dive, as Rattlesnake is not having any opponents on the top lane, so everybody that we see on low HP here is just trying to jungle. Luo might be in a lot of trouble though, but he gets a regen rune, of course he does. And that's a regen rune already off. Goes for the Esper Imprisonment. In comes the Courier! Courier, run! Courier, oh, the miss! Is he gonna be able to get it? He should be able to. The first blood, of course, still went to the tree, and the bird gets activated. And carries, of course, Elgato away. That was the point where I was going to. But the first blood still goes with Rattlesnake. But at least they didn't get the Courier. That low ground miss. Uphill miss.
Yeah, and then they once again upgraded the Courier right before it would have died. And it looks like XY is actually has a bottle, so they're going to Bottle Crow for him.
Yeah, Luo, he keeps himself up. Barely though, and Yamate takes a lot of harassment for trying to harass Luo in return. And of course, I mean, living armor is indeed still there. I mean, Luo doesn't really need to leave the lane with Bottle Crowing, and yeah, he's gonna be okay. So far so good, I'd say.
Yeah, they're just kind of trading blows. You still expect Viper to have the advantage, but he's a little bit out leveled now, just because of that first blood with the tree rotating towards the mid lane, and a pretty convenient rune pickup for Luo there. I don't know. I still favor Viper in this matchup, but it's going to get harder, especially if he gets kind of zoned pretty heavily here by Luo while he's behind a level.
Yeah, it's actually a full level that he is behind right now, and that's indeed pretty painful. Luo sitting on 10 for 6, Yamate on 5 for 4, so in terms of last it's fairly even. We can compare Lanham to the bottom lane. Lanham is actually having free farm, 23 to 10 for him. On the bottom lane, Shadow Demon goes down by Icy. That was a solo kill up on a tri lane. Maybe he's still going to be in a little bit of trouble though, because Edict is there, he tries to juke it out. Still alive. Split Earth could of course be there, but then again there will be a Rage up again as well. It looks like Icy gets himself out there. XY comes in and Icy runs himself out. He got himself a solo kill up on the Shadow Demon while he is against a tri-lane.
Yeah, and he's gonna make it out. It looks like he might even be thinking about setting up a gank in this mid lane on Yamate.
I think XY saw him though. I mean, it's daytime.
No, they're going. They're going.
Can XY help out? Open wounds, Yamate. Here comes Ice. There's the disruption. Helping out. Looking for a target. Rage is ended. And Yamate goes for Icy. Perhaps, I don't think they can chase it down though. No boots yet up on Yamate, and that shows. And the boots, of course, were up on Icy already from the start. So that's gonna be nobody dying still on the side of Rattlesnake. And Rattlesnake, again, having a very good early game. They're already looking to pressure down the tier 1 on the top lane. We've got Kabu at level 4, Lanham at level 5. And you said at the start, like, the team that gets ahead so far in the previous 2 games that we've seen was the team that actually got themselves the game. So, are we gonna see that again?
Well, it's hard to say. You kind of expect that Wisp CK is going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the team of Zenith if they allow this to happen, and as it stands right now, Lanham's getting quite a bit of farm, all of the farm basically up in this top lane. The one difference is that there's no real contesting of the tri-lane farm. It's not tri-lane versus tri-lane this game. And that's what really creates those big swings where whoever comes ahead early really kind of dominates the game, because it's a very, very major difference if your tri-lane loses against another tri-lane. It's hard to say who's exactly going to come out ahead, but if Icy is able to do as well as he's doing in this bottom lane, he's not really great on experience, but he's keeping up in level with Ice. And they're also just completely giving up their off lane. I don't know. It's not good for Zenith.
No, I mean, we can compare Icy to of course Doom, to XY, because both in theory offlaners, both are level 5. The one bigger difference is that Icy already got himself a kill, but he doesn't really have last hit. In terms of net worth, the difference is only 200 gold, so it's really not that much, but it's still slightly in favor of Zenith. And how much impact do these heroes have in the mid game is gonna become to play as well. Of course, you can have Icy rotating with the IO-CK combination with an Infest, he can tag along. Then you have a Doom up on the other side, who's pretty big impact spell. But we'll see if, oh, wait a second. We'll see if Icy actually gets himself a kill. Yeah, let's drift in. They want to try and take down Ice. Disruption will still be there, but Ice, he actually is able to turn it around. Gets Kabu, pops a Chemical Rage, tries to run Lanham. Doesn't have mana anymore for another stun and has to back off. And it is Zenith that take themselves the first kill. I really thought that this was a good fight coming from Rattlesnake, but that acid spray helped a ton. And then a Split Earth coming in, of course, helping even more. A double Split Earth for freedom. Good fight for Zenith in the end.
Yeah, definitely a good fight. And if they survive that gank coming there, it wasn't a relocate gank because obviously Wisp is not level 6 yet. But it's still a gank from the Wisp and the CK. They headed down towards that bottom lane and they get a kill out of it, taking only down the Wisp, who's like the least important, I guess, of those kills, since he's not really losing that much experience by dying at level 4 if they weren't going to be able to get kills after his death anyways.
Yeah.
It's still something for them to get. They need to continue allowing this Alchemist to farm. Lanham's hanging out in this bottom lane, so I don't know if Zenith are trying to pressure down here now. They're done with allowing Alchemist to just completely get free farm in the bottom lane. That's probably a good plan. Typically, you don't want to just say, oh yeah, Alchemist, we won't contest your farm. We'll probably be able to catch up and beat you in farm, because Greevil's Greed is an ability.
They actually tried to trial in this right now. Tether is there, Icy around there as well. They want to go for Ice. Treant Protector in the meantime is taking some experience and farm on the top lane by himself. Not pushing and not pulling and sacking, which would be something that you might expect to happen. But this way, XY is actually able to get some farm here as well, so he's not too sad about their decision to not pull. Yamate rotated, has got the Invis rune. Might be, yeah, we'll now see actually that he'll only get Icy if he continues going. And Icy actually has a sentry ward standing here. So we'll see. Viper Strike will be there. Icy already on the run. No Viper Strike gets cancelled. Yamate realizing that he was kind of scouted out. Of course, I mean, if the Viper Strike up against a Lifestealer, he can rage, but he'll still get slowed. He might not take the damage for it, but he'll still get slowed. So it's not completely useless. Zenith going for 5-man Dota once again. 4-man. Reality
and their engagement's gonna be here.
Yeah, 3 seconds done up on Ice, but Disruption will help keep him safe. Yamate trying to do what he can, already slowed down Icy as Ice gets a nice triple. Unstable Concoction still alive for now, ends up going down to the Sanity's Eclipse. Nice Split Earth. 3 ends up going down on the side of Rattlesnake, and they look to chase down more, but Rattlesnake kind of giving up. XY coming in, but not able to have any impact on the fight. It's a 1-for-1 trade, a buyback on Ice. Kind of like an awkward buyback. Oh, Ice, but you... Why did he run that way? He kind of signed his death warrant here, but Ice will die on the Shadow Demon. I mean, that's kind of... Yeah. I mean, he could have escaped with the rest of his team the normal route, but... Nope.
Yeah, I don't know why he walked in there either. So the buyback, I think, from Ice was just to make them disengage. They expected him to immediately come back to that lane. They didn't want to fight them at full strength. And instead, ISS just walked to the mid lane and was like, I'm going to farm. I'm not actually coming back here. I don't want to fight you guys anymore. I want to just get some money. I don't know. It was a decent fight. I think they traded, what, 2 for 1 in the end? Because Ice died in the offs to the side for no apparent reason by running into the woods.
Yep, that happened.
So yeah, it's still Rattlesnake coming out of ahead here.
They are using a lot of time though right now. I mean, they're just with the 4 of them. They were bottom. They didn't take the tower, and now they go for Roshan. Can they actually take him down?
Yeah, they should be able to do it. They have the medallion up on the tree, and we see him already using on it. So that helps quite a bit. They're going to be able to do the damage. Luo has to be somewhat careful here about just spamming Arcane Orb, but he's getting terribly unlucky, it looks like, with the Essence Aura. He has a regen rune going, though. But
there we go. He procs.
He's only got level 2 in Essence Aura, so it's not a particularly high chance, at least for now. But they can take, again, they take it down quickly. And that's an Aegis up on KS9, allows them to be more aggressive in top lane. They relocate. They want to go for Ice, but not able to get it. Ice in the meantime. He's got his Perseverance, going for the Battle Fury, and should be having it fairly soon. Or do you think he's going for a Battle Fury? I mean, yeah, he should be. Yeah, I mean, there's no way he's not going for Battle Fury with that Perseverance pickup. The other items that goes into basically no sense for him to go for here.
Well, I was thinking maybe he gets so annoyed by all the stuns that Lanham throws out that he just wants to have a Linken's.
I mean, that seems real sketchy.
Yeah, it is. So
especially if he can break it with Reality Rift.
Yeah. Let's not assume that one. Luo, in the meantime, almost got his mechanism complete. At the same time, it's a Doom that's actually building the mechanism for Zenith, who also got it almost complete. So that's a nice one for him to have. Still Alchemist highest on net worth, but it is the Chaos Knight as well as the OD that is second highest. And I mean, mid-game for those heroes is just a bit stronger than that of the Alchemist. So the question is, can Rattlesnake continue being aggressive? Because that's what they need to do right now. I mean, we said it. Can they execute their lineup? Can they make the best out of this mid-game? They're starting out well. They're ahead in gold. They're ahead in experience, though not by that much, but it's still there. Can they keep on with the aggression? And can they make their relocates count, unlike top lane just now?
Yeah, that relocate, it was a little on the defensive side. I think they needed to kind of relocate him behind him instead of like where he was, so that he couldn't just walk away. Regardless, yeah, that wasn't a particularly profitable relocating, just kind of wasted time. It did leave Lanham up there to farm on the Chaos Knight, which I guess is something, and forced Ice out of that lane where he was just kind of racing for a while. But he is getting closer and closer to that Battle Fury, only about 1,000 gold away now. And at that point, he will be able to just completely start going into farm mode on this Alchemist, and they're going to have to answer it. They can't hope that Chaos Knight is eventually just going to outcarry him, because Chaos Knight really isn't as great of a carry as Alchemist can be, at least for most of the game.
Oh, disruption. They might try to take down Luo, but Yamate's TP took a bit too long. In comes the relocate. Down goes Ice. That's already one down. Viper Strike and Doom both use tag. I'm trying to run from this. Eclipse still clears out the Doom. Ice and Yamate will be on the run. But I don't think they can. Ice will indeed go down. 3 seconds down up on Yamate, and he'll die with his team. Only one hero left alive. Getting locked inside the Astral Imprisonment. That's a triple kill for Lanham. Can he make it an Ultra one? Nope, because Treant was the one to take that one. That's a team wipe right there.
Yeah, and they got nothing out of it. Just a really awkward engagement. They kind of just got picked off one at a time, focused down. It was good focus by Rattlesnake. They utilized their abilities very effectively in that team fight. The Reality Rifts pulling heroes in to where they could get them down quickly. And Zenith, they're not really in a position where they can take that fight right now, I don't think, and it showed. Doom, Viper, Alchemist, all these heroes are pretty hungry for gold, and they don't have it at this point in the game, so they have to avoid those kind of fights.
Yep, and or at least get some towers to help them with their gold. If they can actually take a fight and take a tower with it, like Rattlesnake just did, that would be very nice help. But so far, no towers down yet on Rattlesnake. And I mean, Rattlesnake, because they need to gank, and Like a moment ago, there weren't any wards up until Treon took a trip in the Radiant side of the map and actually placed 2 wards. Very aggressive, but very good for relocate ganks coming off from the IO and the CK. So we actually have got Luo and the relocate gank coming off. They want to take down Ice's Ice. There's an infested lifestealer there. In comes Icy, and down goes Ice. Nice splitter still coming off the Leshrac, but that will also be his decay because he can't really run from this one, or will he? Actually, the relocate takes him back home, takes his enemies back home, and they don't get the kill on the Leshrac. That's gonna be good for Zenith, but of course they still lose their main carry. They lose their alchemist.
Yeah, that was probably a mistake to pull the Chaos Knight out. Definitely a secure kill. And I think they could probably try and pressure this top tower a little bit harder if they end up leaving there. Is this way they end up getting the bottom tower instead? But they will get the kill on the
Yamate tries to run. Can he actually go for it? Still getting chased down. Astral Imprisonment will hold him in place. In comes the Leshrac. They try to take it down. Doom up on Icy. He will actually go down from this, but he might, of course, get denied. There it is. Luo with the deny. Apparently, people get prices for walking. Oh, look! An admin got an item for witnessing and deny. How cool is that?
So he did.
Yeah.
And that's one of the sweeter ones, an ally deny. Those don't happen every day.
Indeed.
Where's my item reported? Yes. Alright, so things, you know, they're still just looking pretty poor for Zenith. They need to try and slow the pace of the game down so that they can continue farming and not just allow Lanham, Kabu to control with the relocate. And of course Icy as well is doing a fantastic job in his lifestealer, moving around and putting pressure over Ice. Dead again.
Oh yeah, by Ice. I mean, yeah, that was... I mean,
Ice,
that wasn't even a relocate.
Ice,
he was just trying to farm.
Yeah, it's looking good for Rattlesnakes. They're in a dominant position here. I don't even necessarily know that they're utilizing the Wisp as effectively as maybe we want still.
But it's a lot better than what we saw yesterday and today, so far.
It's, yeah, the Wisp doesn't feel like it's basically not a hero. Just non-existent, doing nothing. They've at least relocated a couple times. They've been moderately successful with it. And it looks like they're going again.
Yeah, where are they relocating? Oh, TP was already done though. Yamate is already back in his base. I looked for the kill. Hope we're able to find it. And they also didn't lose their tower. We have a heart up now on the CK. I mean, he just went straight hard. No BKB, no armlet, just, you know, hard because he could. And he was already tough to take down before. He hasn't died yet this entire game. It is 5-0 to 4 for him. And it is gonna be even harder to take him down right now. I mean, I guess so far there's only 3 kills for Zenith, so I guess, I mean, OD hasn't died yet either. Icy died once, Trian died once, and IO died once, that's all.
Yeah, those, so the thing about the heart pickup, I'm never like a super big fan of these hearts early on.
Oh, Overgrowth up on 3. Astral Imprisonment already up on Ice. Freedom getting stunned up. Can they find a target? Icy, or XY will actually be the target here, but Mechanism keeps it up for a little while longer, but he still goes down as the first one this fight. Lanham gets a 3-second stun up on Ice. Luo is the one that gets doomed, but he won't die from it. Ice will get himself away. Leshrac still dies. Courier dies. That was a dire courier, by the way, because he flew over a tier 1 tower and a creep wave. That's not something that the tower will take kindly. So they get 2 kills. They lose their courier by pure microwing. It actually was having the 4 staff from Sagam in there. That's quite the loss, but the GG gets called out. Rattlesnake, they take the 3rd place. They get themselves in the top 3 of the AMD Premier League, and I think for a lot of people this is counted as an upset, but I think for Rattlesnake they really showed that they, well, I don't want to lose. That they are strong at the moment.
I've never even seen that.
That's a new GG thing.
Yeah, I haven't been in like a lobby to
use one
of those. It was sweet.
We can say GG and we can lose.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we're gonna lose in 7 seconds. Oh, okay.
I canceled it because I don't want to.
I don't want to lose. Yeah, it was definitely impressive play by Rattlesnake. Zenith looked real great in the first game as well. It's just.
I guess we're gonna have to. We're gonna lose.
We're gonna lose.
Nothing happens.
What happens when the spectators lose? That doesn't
Nothing
make any
happens
sense.
apparently, or someone clicked cancel again.
Maybe someone hit cancel with 0 seconds. Yeah, it's so Rattlesnake. Congrats to them. They make it to 3rd place, and now we get to move on to the finals.
Yep, and we're gonna see SheeverGaming taking on Orange. SheeverGaming has so far beaten 2 TA3 invited teams, and they are looking to take down the 3rd as well. In the meantime, Rattlesnake is making our life easier by trying to take down the tier 4s maybe at some point, hopefully. Hopefully, maybe we still Luo call or Ice calls a GG. That would be nice. Because if he does that, then he will actually lose, and then we'll actually have ourselves the end screen. But oh well. Yeah, I like it. I think a lot of people got a lot of rares because of the odds for these games. Although the odds on Dota Lounge were actually fairly even. The most even of the bets. We'll see. SheeverGaming, Orange. Who's your favorite for that one?
SheeverGaming. I mean, I think I would bet on Orange, but SheeverGaming can certainly take it. I don't think it's like super one-sided. This game or this matchup wasn't really one-sided either. I don't think I would have bet on Zenith personally, but Rattlesnake, they showed their stuff, so hopefully they can continue that because they're gonna need it. They have to beat Quantic. And is that next week now? It feels like it's coming up really quickly.
1.5 weeks, I believe. It's gonna be in Seattle, that game, so I believe the group stages start at the 2nd of August. So it would be the 1st. Or the 30th? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's soon. It's soon.
Could be next week. Yeah.
I like how they're actually just right-clicking the agent down.
Yeah, we just have to wait.
How is this game not ended?
We just have the old-fashioned way, like last week. We just have to wait.
Oh wait.
Oh, too late.
Now they're saying G.
No, that was still the admin.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well.
Alright. Scoreboard.
Scoreboard, and on to the next game, which will be the grand finals. We might have a 30-minute break because official starting time is not until 3:30, but should be here soon regardless, so stick around for Orange facing SheeverGaming, and we'll be right back.